Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this lesson, we'll look at vowel-to-vowel linking, which is an important part of pronunciation and fluency in English. First, we'll look at how we link between vowels that are high front vowels, and then we'll look at rounded vowels. So what I mean by that is when we have a vowel, a high front vowel like an E, an A, or an I that has the tongue high in the front, and then the next sound we make after it is another vowel sound, we have a link between those vowels. And it ends up making an additional sound as we glide between the position of the high front vowel to another vowel. This happens both between words as well as within words. So between words, if I have a word that ends with E, like see, and the next word starts with a vowel, like it, see it, see it, as I move from the E to the I, there's a little bit of a gliding y sound that happens. So in the IPA, that glide will be written like that. You probably won't see it in the dictionary though, see it, because you'll naturally that sound just naturally happens. I don't need to insert an extra sound. I will spell that sound with letter Y because that's how we spell it in words like you and yesterday. So if I look at see it, if I break between the sounds, see it, I need a little glottal stop in there to make a line or differentiation between those sounds. Typically, though, we don't do that as we're speaking. We simply glide between the two sounds, see it, see it. So it might help you to think of it spelled like this, see it, because that accounts for that gliding sound that happens between the vowels. You don't need to put an extra sound here. You don't want see it with a really strong y. It just happens naturally, moving from the high front to the also high front vowel, see it. Same thing happens for the A sound. So another example, say it, say it. And in the word say, we actually spell it with the letter Y. The sound A is usually spelled with AI or AY, and it's usually AY at the ends of words. So this might be simpler for you to think of it having that y gliding sound, say it. See it, say it. And then the same thing for the I diphthong, which we often spell just with letter I or letters IGHT or IGH, excuse me. As I link to another vowel from I am, I don't break. It's not I am with a hard stop in there. I naturally link it together, I am, and this gliding y sound happens there. So when a word ends with a vowel and you're starting your next word with a vowel, you want to have that natural vowel-to-vowel linking for these high front vowels. It also happens within words, and here's where I think it's helpful to know about it because we often don't spell it with that y letter, but that sound is still there. So for example, in seeing, you can hear as I say that naturally, I don't say seeing, but rather seeing. That gliding y just happens naturally between the E and the I of the ing, seeing. Again, in saying, same thing. Here we do spell it with a Y, so you might just try to think of these sounds as having similar ending, seeing, saying. You don't need a strong ying in seeing, rather seeing. It should just happen naturally for you. And then finally, same thing with the I diphthong when it's in the middle of the word, like sighing or tying. You can think about in the word tying, we do spell it with a Y there, tying or dying. And sighing, there's no Y in the spelling, but we do still make that connecting sound. So this is how we do vowel linking when the vowel word or syllable ends with the E, A, or I. Those are all the high front vowels that we glide and connect. We also do vowel linking, and I'll show you this as well, for round vowels. So for rounded vowels, certain rounded vowels, for the vowel oo, which I'll write this way, like in new or school. For the vowel O, diphthong O, which we usually just write with O. I sometimes spell it with OH to make it clear that it's the O sound. And also for the diphthong ow that ends with the rounded part ow. We often spell that with, we actually often spell it with OW, like in now or how. It's a diphthong. There's different spellings for it, but sometimes this also looks like O to people, so I use AU sometimes for ow. So when a word ends with one of these vowels, or syllable ends with one of these vowels, again, we link these. So between words, for example, if I have a word that ends with oo and the next word starts with a vowel, like you are, we're going to end up linking that, and it sounds like you are. You are. So again, I don't need an extra w sound, but as I move from the rounded shape of the oo to the unrounded shape of the r, you are, my mouth just naturally makes that gliding w sound. So in this case, I spell it with the letter W, and the sound is like a w, so same symbol for both. You are, going from the oo to the r. For an O example, let's look at, for example, go in. As I link go in, again, that natural w glide happens, so it'll be like go in. Now, if I am saying the words go win, then I might need to make a little bit of a break there to be clear that I'm making a separate sound with the w, go in. You need to go win. That's where I might have a break. If I'm just saying go in, I'm going to go in now, go in. That w happens naturally as I glide and connect between go and in. And then similarly for the ow diphthong, as in go, like if I have the ow at the end, for example, go out, go out, go out. That's another example of leading from an O to an ow sound. Another example would be how I. And here in how I know, that's, we actually spell how with the letter W there as well. And so you can think of it as that W kind of jumping to the next word. It sounds like how, why. How I know, how I do it, how I say it. So for all of these rounded vowels, when the next word starts with another vowel sound, again, we add that linking w sound, just like for the high front vowels, we add the linking y sound, because the y is what happens when the tongue is moving from that high position to an unhigh position. The w happens because I'm moving from a rounded lip shape to an unrounded lip shape. So that happens between words and also within words. So let's look at some examples for this vowel-to-vowel linking for the w sound within words. We have, for example, here's my oo sound in do, doing. We also do it in something like going, or a word like shower or hour. So let's break these down. When we're talking about doing, as I move from the oo, which is rounded, to the I, which is unrounded, you're going to have the w sound sneaking in there. So again, I don't want an extra strong wing, but as I move from oo, doing, you can hear the w glide happens naturally. Same thing in going. That w sound happens just as I connect between go and ing, going. You can hear if I say go-ing without it connected, it doesn't sound fluent or natural. Going, that light little w sound glides in there. And then for a word like shower, we actually spell the ow diphthong with a W here, but we don't in our. And really you can hear how shower and our match, they rhyme. So thinking about our, you can think about it as our or our. For shower, you can just visualize it with that letter W that's conveniently there in the spelling. So the reason this concept is important is that often you may find it challenging to put these words with vowels together. You may be missing those linked sounds, which will change how your pronunciation of these vowels sound in real speaking, in fluent speech. Practicing lots of common phrases and using repeated phrase practice can help you make those really natural. And just going slowly, go in, and see if your mouth naturally makes that w sound or not. If you have to try to put it there a little bit, go in, or visualize it that way with the W for these rounded ones, or with the y sound for these front vowels. That can be very helpful in smoothing out your connected speech, making it fluent, and making these words sound natural. We also do vowel-to-vowel linking in words that end with the letter L, with a dark L sound. That's because in those words, for example, a word like feel, we have that high front eel, and before the L, we have a little bit of a schwa or an sound. So again, we're moving out of the high front vowel to a different vowel, eel, feel. If I just do feel without any dark vowel before or dark L sound, missing that linking, it's going to sound different. I do talk about that in a lot of detail in my video about dark L and in specific word videos for looking at how we do vowel-to-vowel linking before the L sound. So you can check that out. You can also learn more about these vowel sounds, this linking, how to use it before L, how to use it before R in our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. That's where I walk you through all of the letters and sounds of American English, details about how to use them in words and how they're spelled. It's a great way to build a strong foundation to pronounce any word you like confidently and easily in American English. That's our Sounds of English course, and you can find it on our website, speechmodification.com. I hope you'll check it out. I hope this was a helpful lesson for you in understanding how we link with vowels in American English. Do check out more videos for linking and fluent speech in our playlist and in our Real Talk course on our website. I'll be back again soon with another video to help you improve your fluency, pronunciation, and intonation in American English. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being a part of the lesson today.